So students, we will continue from the circuit theory where we left in our last lecture. Now, in this portion, the first thing which I like to communicate is I wanted to let you guys understand what is the difference between XL versus frequency. Okay, now we know XL is nothing but equal to omega L, right? But omega is nothing but 2 pi by T. So I can say, and 1 by T is F. So I can say 1 by T is equal to F. So I can write this omega is equal to 2 pi F, or XL is equal to 2 pi FL. Okay, correct, using this formula. Now, if I have to draw a graph between omega and F, so omega is proportional to F. So basically it will be a linear, this way. It will be a linear curve. Okay, XL and F. Similarly, if we draw one graph of XL and omega, it is straight line, right? Now remember one more thing. Now this is alternating current. If we talk about direct current, indirect current, frequency was 0, so XL is also 0, and hence it was not in picture or discussion. Okay, because this is, if I talk about direct current, it was straight, it was not positive or negative, it was not unidirectional, right? It was straight. Okay, so this clears. Now let's quickly do one question. Here we have to find inductive reactance of an inductor, and inductance is 10 Henry, right, connected to an AC of frequency 50 Hertz. Okay, now XL is equal to omega L. Directly, it's just direct application of formula. Just put the values and you'll get XL is equal to 1000 pi ohms. So this is ohms. The unit is ohms. Okay, very good. So now we will study, students, the third one, which is pure capacitive circuit, right? So I have drawn a small circuit diagram. This is the AC voltage source, and let's say this is a capacitor. Now in this capacitor, let's assume the direction of the current is this. Now by Kirchhoff's law, I can say, V minus Q by C is equal to 0, correct? Or I can say V is equal to Q by C. This means Q is equal to CV. That is what we studied. Okay, now on the other hand, if Q is equal to CV, if I just put in the value of V is this, so it becomes CV naught sine omega t, correct? Now what is current? Current is nothing but dq by dt. Okay, so I can say this is equal to CV naught sine omega t, correct? Or I can say okay, so Q is equal to CV naught sine omega t, and current is nothing but dq by dt. For 1 minute, let's exclude this. Now dq by dt, if I differentiate this becomes dq by dt is nothing but CV naught, okay, cos omega t into omega. Okay, further this is nothing but I, so I is equal to omega c v naught cos omega t, correct? Or now see this thing, let's assume I naught is equal to omega c v naught. Okay, or I can say I naught is equal to v naught 1 by omega c, correct? And this looks similar to WL, inductive reactance as well, right? This look very much like resistance, like resistance. Okay, now, or so what I will term it as, I will say I naught is equal to V naught by XC, and XC is what? Capacitive reactance. Capacitive reactance. And the unit, as I taught earlier, it will be ohms. Okay, or I can say, yeah, this I have written it here only, XC is equal to 1 by omega C. Okay, now I'm coming back here. So this I is equal to I naught sine, this can be written as omega t plus pi by 2, because we have to convert everything in terms of sine. So if you will convert cos into sine, then you have to change it this way, right? Now, in this case, current leads potential by 90 degree. Okay, one more thing to note is, see, earlier it was XL, then it was inductive reactance. When it was XC, it was capacitive reactance, correct? When it will be both, impedance. Okay, impedance. So when both are used, it is, we term it as impedance. When we use capacitance, XC is capacitive reactance, XL is inductive reactance. Now let's take a moment for the phasor diagram. So let me draw it here. So phasor diagram here is, it's something like this, and see, V is this, V naught, correct? So, and this angle is omega t, and it says omega t plus pi by 2. So omega t is already there, plus pi by 2 is something like this, 90 degree. This is correct, right? So in this case, in this case current leads potential by 90 degree. Okay, in simple terms, we can write it what? We can write it like, we can draw it like this, I and V. Just put it here, as simple as that. Okay, now we will draw a wave diagram. In the wave diagram, first thing is, we have written V is equal to V naught sine omega t, I is equal to I naught sine omega t plus pi by 2. Now remember one thing, before, let me first draw V is equal to V naught sine omega t. Correct? So this is something, of V is equal to V naught. Let me write it. V is equal to V naught sine omega t you know, and I will write V is equal to V naught sine omega t. Okay, fine. Now remember, if I put t is equal to 0, it is sine pi by 2. Sine pi by 2 is the max. So this will start from max. This will start from max. Now start from max, and this is the middle point. Let's say, let's mark these points and so on, right? If now it will start from this, reach here, then at this point it will be maximum, correct? It will be maximum, correct? So how it will be? Okay, let me mark this point also. So at this point it is okay. Now at this point it will be till here, then it will reach here. Okay, now at this point as well it will be something like this. Now this point, okay, and so on. So if I join all these points, this becomes this, okay, and then it reaches here, then it goes from here. So just take it, it's a bit more curved, not so flat, right? Reaches here and then it comes here and so on. Okay, this is a bit more you know, slightly, well, I've drawn it straight line, but it's okay, the shape. Now this is I is equal to I naught sine, you know, omega t plus pi by 2. Okay, again here, you know, when current maximum, you know, potential is minimum, and vice versa. Okay, so let's now try to attempt this question. This is the circuit. We have been given capacitor as 2 microfarad and voltage is 10 sine 10t. We have to find the equation of current versus time, and we have to calculate I average for full cycle and half cycle. Okay, let's do it one by one. Let's compare this first with V naught sine omega t, correct? Now if I use this, then I naught is equal to V naught by xc. Now V naught by 1 by omega c, this we have done. I naught is equal to 10 by, you know, 1 10 into 2 into 10 to the power minus 6 microfarad, correct? Or I can say I naught is equal to 2 into 10 to the power minus 4 ampere. Okay, very good. Now we know I is equal to I naught sine omega t plus pi by 2, or this is equal to 2 into 10 to the power minus 4 sine 10t plus pi by 2, correct? So this is the I. Okay, now for full cycle, for sine wave, sine or cos wave, we have studied in the last earlier class that it is equal to 0. Okay, for half cycle, let me take it here, it is half cycle is, let me write it a bit here, sorry, half cycle is equal to 2 I naught by pi, or I can say 2 into, I'm just putting the value which we have found here, 2 into 10 to the power minus 4, which is what I naught, we found out this. Correct? I'm just putting it here, 2 I naught by pi, and this is the answer. Okay, so I think this is self-explanatory. Now, just the application of formula. Now let's attempt one more question, and in this the circuit is given, they have given the capacitor, they have given the current. Now current, the normal equation in this course usually is what, like I is equal to I naught sine omega t plus phi. Okay, and we have to find the equation of voltage versus time. Now very simple, like let's start with this. First of all, here we have to remember that I naught is equal to V naught by XC, and V naught is equal to I naught XC, or I can say I naught into 1 by omega C. Now we need to know what omega, if I check from here, I can see omega is nothing but 50, correct? So we have to find I naught, and then capacitor is already given. I have to just find I naught. Let's say I naught, and omega is 50, and capacitor we know 5 microfarad, so it is already 10 to the power minus 6, correct? Now okay, so from here I know that I can find V naught, because I naught is 5 if I compare this, right? So this becomes 5 into 1 by 50 into 5 into 10 to the power minus 6, and that's what, so it's a duplicate, so I'm just discussing. Okay, right? Now I can also, we know what V is equal to V naught sine 50t plus 30, and in this case voltage would be lagging behind by 90 degree, what we have done in the last just about 5 minutes back, right? It will be lagging behind. So V is equal to, now V naught value from here we are getting 2 into 10 to 4, put it here to the 10 to 4 sine 50t minus 60. So this is the answer. Okay,